On and continue our earnings analysis and talk about Cosmo First, which reported a weak set of Q3 earnings. Revenue saw a decline while margins also contracted. Pankaj Poddar, the Group CEO at Cosmo First, is joining us now. Mr. Poddar, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. What are the spreads looking like now? SRF indicated a slowdown, and they also spoke about spreads coming down. How long before things get better?
Very difficult to comment on that. Honestly, we are largely into BOPP films where there's not so much of overcapacity. So honestly, we do not understand the logic behind some of the competitors really trying to cut down the pricing. As far as the polyester situation is concerned, where we have a very small presence, there is obviously too much of overcapacity. So it is something very difficult to predict. However, we still continue to be profitable with our strong specialty numbers. And the good thing is that specialty numbers, which, after good 5-6 years of going higher, last year we had suffered a little bit because of challenges in the export market. So they have coming back again. And last quarter, we are close to 65% numbers again when it comes to our overall specialty numbers.
65% for specialty, that's exactly what we were trying to get at as well. But despite that, what explains the kind of weakness that we've seen in your margins year on year? When do they go back to double digits? What are your projections for the next couple of quarters as you see situations right now?
Actually speaking, they're already double digit. I know we have reported 9%, but we have to also understand that some of our new businesses, especially Ziggly, is kind of, all put together at 2% minus EBITDA numbers. And then we're also incurring losses on the polyester, another 1.5% to 2%. So if we see standalone BOPP numbers, we are close to 13% EBITDA numbers. But when we add up the other two, obviously our EBITDA numbers are coming down. What we are obviously doing in Ziggly is a very value incremental business. We already see very huge valuations given to pet industry, especially because the pet adoption is going up in the country. And this segment is expected to, exponentially grow in the years to come. But right now, we are building up that business, and therefore, but the other good thing is in the BOPET business, where, a lot of in the film, I'm coming back to film again, where, the good thing is that there also we have started building up our specialty business. And we have reached close to 15% specialties in the polyester business. And even if the market has to stay at the current very adverse levels of, losses at variable cost level, we do expect that in next, 3 to 4 quarters, we will start making money even in the polyester side.
Okay, but we still ask about films because it continues to be the biggest business in the consolidated space, right? But what about CapEx plans? You do have some facilities which are lined up. By when do they get commissions? Once they do, how much will specialty be as a percentage of your portfolio, and what would it do to your revenues and margins?
Yeah, so, there's one CPP line which will come up in Q1 of the coming financial year. And then there's a BOPP line which is coming in the Q4. So there are two major expansions. Put together, there's a capex of 400 crores. As I said earlier, that BOPP, there's not so much of overcapacity right now. We do hope that some better sense will prevail on the BOPP side, where at least the commodity margins go up. As a percentage, obviously, the specialty numbers would come down because we're adding close to 40% capacity to our overall sales. So immediate number as a percentage, if one has to look, it would come down. But as an absolute number, we are building up quarter on quarter and will continue to do that. So we are building specialties both on BOPET business as well as BOPP business. And even in CPP, we are looking to create sustainable structures for the brands. There are a lot of work going on because we already have two CPP lines and the third one is coming up, which also is going to almost triple our capacity on the CPP side. So we are working with brands to try and give them mono-material film structures, which helps them on recycling. And, that's a development process which is going to take some time, but there are very significant capacity additions which are going to happen.
All right, then let's wrap it up with your polyester business itself. You had earlier said that you will start to touch break even in your polyester line. As we speak right now, your margins are compressed by the Ziggly business and the polyester line itself. By when do you expect to reach optimum utilization there and break even?
So as far as BOPET business is concerned, we feel that within next 3 to 4 quarters maximum, even in such a worst market condition, we'll start to break even and make some money. As far as Ziggly business is concerned, which is into pet care business, There, obviously, it is going to take some time, but we are tracking well. Month on month, we are seeing revenue growth. And obviously, the loss percentages is coming down in the Ziggly business. So we are tracking well. And then, obviously, we have started Cosmo Plastic, which is into sheets and rigid containers. Also in 3-4 months back, we have also, chemicals is doing pretty well, where we are launching newer adhesives and coating chemicals. And we do feel that chemicals business will contribute to the profitability next year. And then in the quarter 1 of next year, we're also planning to launch Cosmo Sunshield, which is into safety films and sunshield films to protect from the sun UV rays and the heat part.
Okay, so last question before we let you go. Give us a sense of the guidance in terms of revenue growth and margins, if things will improve from FY25.
See, ideally, the volume growth is there even in this year, but for raw materials coming down and the margins coming down drastically, the revenue has fallen. So until the market corrects, we feel that real revenue number growth would not be visible in the P&L, but the volume growth is happening. And the volume growth would happen on the polyester side, it would happen on CPP side. And once the BOPP comes up, there'll be volume growth on the BOPP side also. For sure, in the FY 25-26, even if the market stays like this, which is very difficult and very unlikely, we'll definitely have a significant sales value growth as well. However, we have to keep watching how the domestic market plays on some of these margins. Internally, what we are doing is to make sure that specialty growth continues, and we're also doing pretty significant cost reductions, especially on the variable cost side, and we will be able to show some improvements for that as well in quarter 1 of next year.
Cool.
Okay, Pankaj, thank you so much for joining in. Wish you good luck for the next year as well. And with that, we're out of time on this edition of Midcap Radar. Before we let you go, just leave you with the chart of M&M. The stock is sharply off highs, currently at the low point of trade after reporting what was an operationally strong number. So maybe the devil lies in the detail. M&M at the low point.